Hey guys, I'm here with Gary Smith, and we're going to talk about a lot of things, but mostly turkey hunting. So first of all, just tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
Well, I grew up in Baltimore,
Okay.
and I lived there for about 20 some years, and then I came to know the Lord down there, and then I went into ministry on the Eastern Shore and then up here in Pennsylvania. So we've been here about 30 years. Married to Cheryl for almost 47 years with 3 kids and 4 grandkids, 1 in heaven, unfortunately. And good to be with you.
So tell us about your hunting journey. Did you start off as a young kid hunting, or how did you get into hunting specifically?
I was the only Smith boy, and I don't know if I really had an option as to whether you're going to go. I didn't want to go. I remember crying and telling my mother I didn't want to shoot anything, and my father thought there was something wrong with me, so he forced me to go. And the first trip we went to was in Southern Maryland. It was about 1963, and it was my father and my grandfather was in the back seat, and I was about 6. And I had my head on his lap. I was falling asleep going down there. And we went squirrel hunting. And we were sitting just on the side of the road back then. It was a logging road. And a mail truck came up through there, and he said, "Is that your car down there?" My grandfather said, "Yes." He says, "Well, there's some squirrels making their way up to you." And I had a Daisy BB gun, and he had a 20 gauge. And anyhow, we saw the 2 squirrels. I can see it just like as if it happened this morning. And the one was right on the tree facing away from me. Just his back was to me, maybe 15, 20 yards. And I got my little BB gun up, and I was left-handed, and I shot, and the squirrel just stuck there and slowly slid down the tree. And my grandfather was so excited. And that started after I killed the first one. It just took off. But I think the thing that hit me the most was it was the first time I recall sunrise. As far as you could see, that whole hillside, it looked like it was on fire, just that orange and red up against those fall leaves. And that really did it for me. Even now, after 62 seasons, every time I leave the woods, I always say the same thing. Just one more, Lord. Just one more. So I was hooked all the way back then. And you would think over the decades, I would lose interest. Now, I've lost a step, being older now, but the passion is just as strong. So I'm so grateful that my father and my grandfather introduced it to me. So I've done that with our oldest son, Matt, and now my grandson, Ocean. To me, it's not a sport. It's not a hobby to me. It's the fabric of who I am. That's hard to explain other than knowing the Lord. But on this side of heaven, it meets a need that nothing can when I'm out there.
Yeah, it does. For me, getting back into hunting, it's been like, wow, I really like this. Like, there's just something about like being in the woods, and in a sense, it's connecting us back with our older generations and our ancestors, and way back in time when that's literally how people lived, was just being in the woods, hunting, foraging, things like that. But for you, what would you say are like the top 3 things of like, this is why I love hunting so much? Like, this is why I like being in the woods.
As far as 3, I don't know if I could narrow it down to 3, but for me, number 1, as a Christian, I feel like when I'm out there, I'm away from everything, and the Lord has my attention. There have been more sermons killed out of a tree stand, or born rather, out of a tree stand, and the things that just God will get hold of my heart. I'm more open to listen out there. I think another thing for me, I'm not pulled on. I'm away from everything. There's no right or wrong out there. You're just there. And it's very natural for me. When I walk into the woods, I've shared this with Cheryl, honestly, I feel like I'm going home. It just feels like that's where I belong. And unfortunately, it goes by too quick. But when my back's against a tree and I'm just sitting there, especially turkey hunting, man, it's like it's where I'm supposed to be. And then now, I think when you get older, when you're younger, it's about me. What will I harvest today, and this and that. It's not really so much about the harvest. Now I look at what can I pass on. Quality. Quality turkey hunting. Quality turkey calls, woodsmanship, and then obviously, whomever I'm with, to talk about the Lord. I mean, it's all around you. How can you not? Creation's just staring right in your face. So I think for me, the three of those things, I have to laugh. You're a young man.
Yeah.
And I was sharing this with someone the other day. I know I've lost a step, probably 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I won't get up to that hill as fast as you can, but I will get there.
Yeah.
And what will put me probably a step ahead of you is I know how to slow it down, and I know how to work those turkeys.
Yeah.
It's that maturity, it's that woodsmanship.
Yeah.
So you do come to a place when you collect 60 some years, whether it's small game or deer or turkey.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm so grateful that I was introduced to it.
Yeah.
I'm still like a little kid. I can't sleep the night before because I'm excited.
Yeah, there's something about it. I mean, I grew up hunting with my granddad as well, and he, in his 90s, still hunting elk, and even me,
what a man,
as a young man out hunting for my first time doing, stuff by myself. I'm like, wow, my dad, I really love this. Like, I joke with myself. I'm like, I'm not near as tough as my dad. Like, I sit there for like an hour and I'm like, all right, I'm done. But I'm like, my dad would be out here all day. But it is cool of that passing it on to the next generation. And as I hunt with people and take people out, like, it's like the older I've gotten, the more I realize how important hunting is.
Yeah.
And just how much our culture has lost that, and kids not understanding like where their food comes from. And it's just when you're 12 years old and you go hunting and you kill an animal, it's like no one likes killing, but it's like when you're there and you see like, wow, this had to die so that I can live. It's a really, really deep physical and spiritual thing, experience that I think is so lacking in our culture, where kids, they go to Chick-fil-A and I don't like this, I'm gonna throw it away. And it's like, no, that was an animal that was alive. And it died for you.
Whenever you stop a heartbeat of all the game I've harvested, I've never laughed over it and like, I've got excited about the uniqueness of that hunt.
Yeah.
But there is something very special about it's you and your skill set, and it costs a life to take that. And so I've always been grateful.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, it's like a physical picture of the gospel, because it's like Christ gave himself for us that we would live. And then, when you're hunting and you do harvest an animal, you're like, wow, this, you took its life, it didn't give its life for you. But, this life is so that I can continue to live. And I think of the thought of like, is my life worth continuing on, And it's just crazy that you were at that point of like, I don't want to continue my life.
Yeah.
And then God met you there. Which then ties into, you mentioned the first thing you keep talking about is your spiritual walk. So I want to talk about that how does that play in with hunting? Like, were you always a Christian? Did you come to faith? Tell us your story on that.
I had I had like Paul, when he said I was the chief of all sinners, I was probably right behind him.
Yeah.
I worked in a steel mill, which nothing wrong with that. And I worked in nightclubs as a bouncer. And we were married about 5 years, and our marriage has really gone down the toilet.
Yeah.
That was on me. That's not on my wife. Mm-hmm. And so we went to a church and they shared the gospel. I didn't want anything to do with it because I felt like, who can live a life like that? I'm okay with Jesus, but not 24/7 Jesus, because I'll never live up to it. I'll fail.
Yeah.
And so my younger sister, Cindy, she's a Christian. All my sisters are Christians now. And she would share the Lord with me. And I thought, look, as long as she lets me turkey hunt her place, she can preach about Jesus all she wants.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I went there, and this is in Washington County, Maryland, to commit suicide.
Wow.
Because the Lord was really after me. The Spirit of God, of course, I didn't even recognize his work back then, but he was really convicting me. Wow. And I had very little wiggle room. There was really no place to go. And I knew that I needed to trust the Lord, but I wasn't willing to give up and just say, I surrender. And what I had to lose, I have no idea, because I was already bankrupt, honestly, in many ways. And so I went in the woods, and I had been calling turkeys, and I turned the shotgun on myself, and I don't know whether I just didn't have the guts to pull the trigger. Yeah. I thought about Cheryl and Nicole. She was little. And I looked to the right, and there was a gobbler standing there. And it was on April 27th, 1985. I know the day. And I slowly turned the shotgun around, and I shot that gobbler. And so, I took it up to my sister's house. I said, hey, look at this. I was all excited. She goes, that's really great. She goes, hey, listen, I want you to listen to this cassette on the way home.
Yeah.
And it was a Christian song. I mean, I didn't even know God had his own music. And so I plopped it in. I had 98 Rock on, and I put that cassette in. It was just outside of Harper's Ferry on the Maryland side. And it was all about the gospel. And I pulled over on the side of the road. And man, I just broke down crying. And I remember saying, Lord, I'm afraid to come to you because I don't know if I can live a life like that without failing, I don't know if I could live a perfect life. That's not what it requires, but at that time. But if you are who you say you are, and I believe that you are, I ask, just forgive me, Lord, I repent. And like the pastor said, I trust you as my Lord and Savior. Now, we didn't have cell phones and, lightning didn't strike and everything, but I got home as fast as I could and I told Cheryl what had happened. Yeah. And she said, you should call the pastor. So if you'd have been a fly on the wall, it's like a little boy. I was like, I did that. And a year later, especially the guys I used to run with, they couldn't believe it. A year later, I quit the steel mill and I went to Bible college.
Wow.
And that was a 5-year program. And then after that, I went into the ministry.
Wow.
So it's really quite a journey. And I think that adds another element to the turkey hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I went turkey hunting, but the Lord met me there.
Yeah.
Everything changed. I don't know how else to say it. It was an absolute inside-out miracle, because that's how He works, from the inside out.
Yeah.
And so there I was with all these young people in their early 20s in Bible college, and I'm 28. But that was all God.
Yeah.
So
what was it like hunting? What is it like hunting now that you're saved and you have the Lord?
Well, obviously, hunting without the Lord, it was all about me. Honestly, it was all about numbers.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 20 deer this year. I got 22 deer this year.
Yeah.
After I became a Christian, it was like all that pressure was off. My focus then was, hey, you know what? I can really enjoy life because I know who I am in Christ now.
Yeah.
That's gone. All that pressure of trying to impress with bodybuilding and all that mess, that was all over with. And I really settled into another lane as a Christian, growing in the Lord. But as hunting, it wasn't about pressure anymore. When I go out there now, I really go out to enjoy it. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't like to come home empty-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, I play for keeps.
Yeah.
But if it happens, it's not the end of the world. There's bigger things going on now.
Yeah.
And the more you mature as a Christian, your heart is really focused on the kingdom, what's important there. So I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to be able to hunt, and I'm grateful knowing that, hey, I'll walk with Jesus one day in the kingdom.
Yeah.
Hunting is an amazing thing, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
And, He's got me in His hands.
Yeah.
So I don't know how anybody can live without the Lord. I really don't. I did it. I tried it for 28 years and it was a train wreck.
Yeah.
But when you bring it all together, just for me, it equates more than dollar bills. Yeah. I consider myself a wealthy man to have seen what I've seen in the woods, to with my granddad and my father, and whom I miss dearly, both of them, to walk beside my son Matt, and now Ocean looking up at Poppy.
Yeah.
And to know that all of us know the Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, what more could you want?
Yeah.
I still want a turkey. I'd like to get 6 of them this year. But still.
Yeah. So we went hunting because you were, after your 100th turkey, you've killed over 100 turkeys.
101 this fall. Got one this fall.
That's quite the accomplishment.
Yeah. And we didn't start out that way.
Yeah.
It just, I kept these little notches, and I thought, wow, it's like 60 some turkeys.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll live long enough.
Yeah.
I'd like to reach 100 before I'm finished myself.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I was at 87, and I thought, wait a minute, we're only 13 away. This could happen.
Yeah.
And I was leery about showing people.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it to look like,
yeah,
this guy, he's killed 100 turkeys.
Yeah. I think it's only like 38% of hunters actually harvest a deer. And I don't know what the stats are on turkeys, but still 100 is really impressive. It's funny
you say that. I was checking the internet the other day, and it said 24% in Maryland will harvest a turkey.
Wow.
In the spring. And I thought, man, that's pretty low.
Yeah.
So because I've been blessed, I always hunt 2 states every year.
Okay.
Every now and then I'll skip around and get a third one.
Okay.
So if I get 4 or 5, then you get used to that.
Yeah.
And you can make up a lot of ground.
Yeah.
5 years, that's 20 some turkeys.
Yeah.
Last year I got 2. I thought I'd need to see a counselor. I mean, I was grieving like it was a death. But I did hit that 100 mark.
Yeah.
And this past fall, a good friend of mine named Ed Baker, he died of cancer. And he played a big role in my life. And I went turkey hunting. I said to him, when you come home from the hospital, I'll take you turkey hunting if I have to carry you in the woods. And he wasn't going to make it. And so I went that morning. It was November the 3rd. And I said, Lord, in spite of myself, let me kill one today. And I harvested one. So I took one of the feathers out and I said to his wife, Kim, would you like me to come over and pray over Ed and reach? She goes, I think you should. So I came over and he was close. And I laid the feather on his chest and I said, hey, we went turkey hunting this morning.
Yeah.
Him and me.
Yeah.
We went and we got one. I told you I'd take you with me. And he passed away that night. So that's when you really put things into perspective. Honestly, I really believe the Lord brought that turkey in like a ram in a thicket.
Yeah.
It's like he just brought him right to me and said,
Yeah.
there he is, take him.
Yeah.
And how it all fit together. And I just laid that feather on his chest. So it's not, like I said, it's not about the kill. It's about the experience. I really believe God had his hand all over that.
Yeah.
And to be able to be there for my friend.
Yeah.
Who knew the Lord. I was his pastor for years. So yeah, I never knew the Lord would use hunting that way. For me, it started as hunting, but God had bigger plans.
Yeah.
Way bigger.
It's cool to see how God uses multiple things, and despite the pain, despite the losses, and the Lord's faithful and he carries us through those things. And
when you say that, you've probably seen this. If you kill an older buck, he might have scars on him from fighting.
Yeah.
My son killed one that was missing an eye.
Wow.
And it was in a fight. But anyway, especially a turkey, you'll see different markings on them where they've been around.
Yeah.
They've got scars from life.
Yeah.
And whenever I harvest a bird like that, I feel a connection. I mean, we get bags and we get these and we've got all kind of scars from life.
That's why it's so important, I think, to continue to protect hunting and to educate the younger generation, because as our world becomes more and more techy and individualized, and I can stay in my home all day and get food delivered to my house, it's like we're losing the realness of what it's like to be alive and be connected to the world,
Right.
And just understanding what life is and life and death. And this past season out hunting with my buddy, he'd never been camping, and it was just this is so real, when you're out there and you're cold and you need to make a fire because you want to be warm, and it's such a blessing. I'm really honored just to be here and hear your story.
I'm glad you're here too. Yeah, it's encouraging to see a generation coming behind us with a passion like you have for the Lord. So I'm grateful for this time, man.
What would be your to sum it all up? I've hunted this long. I've killed 100 turkeys. This is what I have to say about it.
Yeah, if I've hunted this long and if I only killed one turkey, now having walked with the Lord for, I think this year, on April 27th, will be 41 years. It's been fun, but when you put it in its right place, to know the Lord, to know him as my Father, to know how he saved me from committing suicide, what a shame that would have been at such a young age to have given up.
Yeah.
And how God interceded. That was all God bringing that turkey into my sister and the whole thing. And all I can say is this. In my journey, I've had the Lord remove things from my life only to show me that I never really needed him. And the Father side of him, he's replaced it with things that I could have never obtained on my own.
Yeah.
And this is hard for me to say this, but if I had to trade 60 some years of hunting in, I would rather walk with the Lord and never have hunted, because just to who he is, the Lord has been good to me.
Yeah.
He's been good to me, Andrew.
Yeah.
And just in every way. But I'm glad he gave me both of them.
Yeah.
Solomon was right. Not very smart with how many wives he had, but he was right to fear the Lord and walk with him.
Yeah.
Other than that, you got to go back to the beginning. The rest of it is all like chasing after the wind.
Yeah.
Remember he said
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
You know, I've had all this stuff. What does it really matter
Yeah.
without the Lord? So
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be able to hunt and to know I'm one of the King's kids.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Yeah. I'm grateful just to hear your story and get to film it. And
yeah, amen.
I thank you for sharing it, and appreciate it.
Yep, bless your heart.
Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome, brother.